Alright, guys, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's night, a ninja on a ninja. I was about to say, fucking, my old name. Um, Basically, apologies. I just want to make sure everything's good to go. I don't need internet to record, so it's fine, actually, now I think about it. But, anyways, um, I want to point something out. So, here's a video. So, what's up, guys, ninja on a ninja? It's not Night Killer, it's a ninja on a ninja, basically. And I have a video for you today. And this is an example of how they're fucking over America. Uh, Basically, I like kids. I love kids. And the reason why is because they're not tainted and ruined and lied to and exploited and abused by the system that I basically know as it's kind of like vampires. Like imagine like vampires, right? You know how vampires work. How they bite each other and they blood suck each other, and you're a vampire and blah blah blah. And like that's how they kind of change. Or they what's called they connect or they make other vampires or whatever. Well, that's kind of how it works here in America. Except instead of vampires, they make you stupid sheep, basically, or they make it so they're removing the wolf out of you and replacing it with sheep or stupid sheep or people that can't really resolve. And my father was from Mexico, and this is why they're trying to get rid of immigrants because the immigrants are making it hard for them to take advantage of the sheep, basically. And the reason why the blue is so cool is because actually we have people who are very red, but they have like they are what America should be or what America was. It's not red, it's not blue, it's red and blue. Basically, what's happening is they are appearing to be blue because the red is trying to take over. So when the red, kind of like myself, basically I consider myself a swinger politically, right? Instead of like my partners and I jump in bed with random people's partners like a swinger would, I do it with political influence and whatever. So if you're red and you're taking advantage of red, I'm gonna be blue, and if you're blue and you're taking advantage of blue, I'm gonna jump red, right? So that's what I do, and I think that's what kids do until they're instructed to be a certain way. So check this video out. I'm gonna pause it and explain things as we go. So for the most part, now for the record, notice there's an arrow. You can't really see it because of the dark, but it's pointing to a hand. There is a kid under the bike, right? They fell, they had an accident, whatever the case may be. There's a kid under the bike, and there's another kid who's standing up, getting up, and getting ready to walk to his bike. But then he sees the other hand, and he's oh shit, and he does it, and he drops his bike, runs over to help him. He's an asshole. Fuck him. He runs over, picks the bike up, makes sure he's good. Like so, you'll notice hand grabs the other kid. Other kid looks at this kid. He's like checking, like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Like you see the head in motion. He's nodding. The other kid says, "Yes." What happens is like a wolf, basically a wolf, and like the head tail does things. It's like up, down, left, right, whatever. Body language, eyes. They look at each other, and you read each other's eyes, and there's things you can defer from body language. Like science has gone too far when aiming a gun. Like when I say aiming a gun, if I'm talking to someone from Mexico and I tell them to aim a gun, they'll aim the gun, right? But if I talk to someone who's from like Nazi Germany or America today and I aim a gun, like what do you mean? And then you mean point the gun, um, move the direction in a favorable position, if in an opportunistic fashion towards the XY, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just aim the fucking gun. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. But that's what I mean by education is being or intelligence is being displaced by education. Basically, and that education is fucking people up and making them do things that they would never do. Basically, and this is why they're trying to uh, get rid of all the Mexicans, because that's the only reason why the left is good. Is because there's Mexicans coming across and they still have body language, still have opportunities, still understanding all this shit. Basically, they're trying to get rid of that because that's the reason why they haven't taken over all America. Like in Germany, Germany fell because it wasn't America. It didn't have a red and a blue. It was just all red all the time, and so that's what happened. The red, um, I actually have a list of people that I didn't read, and I should read. Okay. So basically, Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, R.K. Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Margie Taylor Greene, Fox News, Marco Rubio, Janine Pirro, Jubilee and owners, Netflix and owners, Ben Shapiro and friends, Paramount Global, which is also known as CBS, um, and Matthew Cawthorn was like these kids basically with eye contact, but they hired him for being what's it called? He uh, basically was what he was because he believed it. And so the evil that's in the Republican Party hired Matthew Cawthorn to be a congressman or whatever. And then when he got there, he was like, "Whoa, Mitch McConnell's fucking little girls, and there's a bunch of underage girls, a bunch of congressmen, and hell drugs at this orgy." And he's typing this onto like social media, and everyone on the right was like, "Whoa, what the fuck? He shouldn't be talking about this." So they removed him, and they cancel cultured him. They murdered him. They got rid of him. This is what they do to people when you don't fucking, you know what I'm saying? If you toe the line, cool, but you better fucking toe the line as much as and exactly as we tell you, or we kick you out, right? That's what they do, and that's what they did. Fox News does the same thing. You will be replaced the second you don't play the game, and all of the spin-offs, basically, and that all happened, and it worked until the problem was they got to the left where all the beaners were, right? And the left, uh, what's it called? It was like, fine, you can exist, basically. But the problem is the alphas on the right, the fat, fucking, abusing lying sacks of shit, that like I pirated everybody on the right. They came over on the left, and that, whoa, what the fuck? It's not working, and that's why they're trying to be quiet and they're trying to shut up before everybody knew these names. But now nobody knows these names, and the reason why is because it's not like a Nazi Germany where it's just a one fell swoop, and then Hitler was in charge, and he was the man. Basically, like these, like Trump would be the man, but in reality, the names I mentioned before would be the men. Basically, they'd be in charge, and they'd be taking all your benefits and whatnot. But you don't, and none of that's true. None of that's real because of the blue, and it's because of the immigrants that they're trying to fucking take away. And same for China. Everyone's coming over here, and they run to the blue side. And the reason why is because you're just chasing them over here. It's not because we're trying to take them so that we can be, oh, the blue, haha, the blue. No, it's because your ass is trying to what's it called, I want your ship, I want your ship, and like, fuck you, you take my ship, and they come over here because we're like, hey, you can have your ship, we don't want it, or whatever. I don't give a fuck. And they're like, okay, well, deciding between do I give up my ship or do I not? I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep my ship, and so that's, anyways, that's what's going on. That's what they're doing. So to continue on, I'm going to finish this real quick. So Fox News, all the spin-offs, they have bad influencers. They influenced or they have bad influencers. People like Trump, Elon Musk are just Trojan horses. And the above people I mentioned before, they too are Trojan horses. The influence are influenced. And then on the blue side, not only do we have that, but we also have people like Sean Paul Reyes, who's a bitch, and he'll go up to the line, basically like, I will sue you, I'll take you to court, and then he gets to court and they're like, okay, let's settle out of court, and he's like, okay, and he's a sellout essentially. He's a spineless little bitch, because of that, and that's also what the left has. Also, they have spineless bitches Like the immigrants are the spine. If we didn't have the immigrants, America would have fallen, basically, because they're trying to control the blood, because then they get what they want. But if people come from the free world and they what's it called, they talk and regulate with the common folk in America, then America is still free. You know what I mean? We're not housebroken, basically, right? But if you're common blood, you're housebroken, you play by the rules, like Matthew Cawthorn. He didn't know what he was doing was wrong. He just did it, and it was wrong, and that's why he's no longer there. So, anyways, you need to understand that there's a difference. But anyways, Jeffrey Epstein is dead as a result of this. 9/11 happened. It was an inside job because of this. COVID, the shutdowns because of moving goalposts as far as healthcare, and like what's it called? Like to stay open, you need to have this involved. Oh no, this not this that. Oh not that. This over here. Oh, and they kept doing that until they eventually closed. And sure enough, hell, people from the red ran in and bought the land because no one owned it, right? And the same thing happened with Trump and the tariffs. What happened was tariffs were announced, hell, people pulled the money. Marjorie Taylor Greene ran in, bought all the tariffs. Trump's like, just kidding. And then now she owns everything, right? Like, she's an example. There's plenty more where that came from. She's an example. It's manipulation. It's much like reverse psychology, but because instead of dealing with kids, we're not dealing with teenagers. It's now Pavlov. And like the Bell and Dueling Dogs and Steak, that's basically what is going on. And Kamala Harris admitted that. And well done to her for not spilling the beans, but also telling the story enough where even John Oliver, who is a fairly intelligent man, educated man rather, even he too was too stupid to understand and appreciate that, where I wasn't, right? But again, like Bernie Blackout, but again, so we have ego-driven reporter idiot self fakers that are being paid for by the people that I mentioned before. These people are being paid to do what they're doing because they're fakers. Uh, Luke Beasley, Adam Mockler, Kyle Kalinske, who abuses drugs openly, David Pacman, Philip DeFranco, who looks like he's completely fake. And here's a good argument for what would happen if we replaced your body with fake parts. Would you still be you? Ask Philip DeFranco. He would know. Colton Wexlet, Hassan Parker. Or no, Colton Wexlet vlog, Hassan Parker. He too is much like, what's his name? Philip DeFranco. Instead of, he's more of a, like, natural, but he's still artificial in the sense of like he's fake because he's a sellout, but his body's real, right? It's all him. It's all, at least from what we can tell. Um, he too fakes it, but he's not as obvious as Philip DeFranco. Um, Tim Pool, same deal. It's just and he's number 3 on the list, by the way. Caroline Levitt, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Lord Trump, Mike Huckabee, Kellyanne Conway, Peter Doocy, Caroline Levitt, Asbon Gold, Long Island Audit, Sean Head, Destiny, Bill Burr, Conan O'Brien. Basically, they are false alphas that are weaponized to pretend to be alphas to guide America into the dirt. To a small extent, Megan and Zet Press, because they're clickbaiting fakers who like, oh look at First Amendment, but the problem was they went to a place that's privately owned, and it was a place where they asked you not to record them. It's not so much that we couldn't or that we're trying to deny your rights. It was just don't be an asshole, and he decided to be an asshole. But the second half of his video was him spreading the news, like, hey, what do you do? What do you sell? What's your hours of operation? What's your name? Stuff like that. And then he basically spread the word of the company, which is good, but he's an asshole. Um, okay, now we get to Emeru. Emeru, she is an example of what happens when you are sheltered and you like choose to just kind of get comfortable in that sheltering instead of getting out, and how you get too far left. She's an example. And this video came up later, but yeah, it works. Oh, my comment was, she said, "This is, or it's my fave. This song." And she ruins the song. She miss timing, emphasis, um, where it's not needed. Emotion is misplaced. Yeah, I believe that this is her favorite song. She knew the words, but that's about all she did. Was she knew the words. Um, but I said it's probably why she wears makeup and why she does and why she does and she does what she does and why she hangs with the losers she hangs with. They're fakers trying to pretend to be alphas, and we wonder why America is screwed. This is why. And on the opposite end of forcing traffic to watch this trash, they take the people like they make people that you know, like Bernie Sanders or myself, and you know nothing about them, but you know everything about these fucking idiots. I mean, Blackout Bernie, or the Bernie Blackout was real, but she performs the song. I don't know, it's muted, but she. My favorite song to sing, like it seems like she's fake. Like there's another girl that everyone hangs with. I forget Cena or whatever. They're both hella fake. Like they look like they're like what was it called? Avatar: Last Airbender. There's like an Asian studio woman like, hello, welcome to the show. We are like that's who she's hanging with. That's what they seem like. They're hella fake. They're not real. They're all the synthetic bullshit, fucking stereotypical people, right? I don't know why she's singing when angels deserve to die. It has nothing to do with screaming yet. And again, that's why I made the point in the statement, because it's all fake, it's all bullshit, it's not real. But yeah, anyways, I hope this hits home. Um, so I also want to say, also just complete the thought. In games, also video games are not immune to this. There's people like Nero Zerg and Grubby, basically anyone who cried with or without cheese. Basically, anybody who cried like, "Oh, you can't do this," or "This is wrong," or "This is how you do it," or blah blah blah, or like anybody who conformed to a single idea instead of spreading a multifaceted idea. Like intelligence is to bloom, but when you make it one thing and make one, it's like KKK. Like that's what happens with one. It's like Hitler. That's what happened with one, right? You don't want that, like Russia, basically, or China, right? That's what happens when it's one. Basically, you want multifaceted, everything involved, and to make everyone happy. And if ever there's a concentration of wealth, it's because people illegally want it to basically. But Nero Zerg, Grubby, they ruined the game. Nero Zerg called Cheese. 3 weeks ago, he played a game. I quit, but what was it? Legacy of the Void came out. I quit because Cheese was removed from the game. Like forgating, for example, was removed. They made you couldn't do that stuff. You're allowed to two bases, and your natural expansion was your third base instead of your natural expansion being your second base, like it used to be, right? And that was your second base was a hotbed for action, but now you're allowed two bases, and then the third one is where action starts. And what happened was a video exists 3 weeks ago where Nero um, decides to be aggressive, right? But it took what's called. So I'm thinking of something else in my head. Um, but basically, 3 weeks ago, Nero was like, "Oh, I this guy didn't scout, and because he didn't scout, I bailing busted his basic wall because he scouted. As Nero scouted, so he seen he used the basic wall, so he punished it. He said he used the baneless wall, or I'm sorry, he used banelings on the wall, got in the wall and killed the dude. And I did all that through aggression. He said it was aggression, and I got pissed the fuck off because I was like, dude, that's what I was doing before fuckers like you, spoiled little bitches like you, baby proofed the house, basically. Like, I was being aggressive back in the day when we had people like Hero Marine and, um, I forgot her name. It's like some female Zerg player. Stefano, like all these people. We were aggressive people. We were thinkers, intelligent. That sport was alive, but now it's dying because of fucking little spoiled bitches like you, baby-proofing the house and making it. Just not seeing the house, and you do one thing, and you can only do one thing. There's one strategy. Oh, how dare you do something that's even now. He cries bullshit cheese. It's like, oh look, a Protoss is aggressive. He's a cheeser. He's an all-inner. It's like, dude, you just said he fucking someone else is aggressive, and now you're calling it cheese. The fuck. But yeah, that's the problem. Is you're, and again, that's why he is number one. Why you know about him, but you don't know about me, or you don't know about fucking Hero Marine and shit because we're falling off, and why they're perpetuating people like Nerozerg because he helps keep a fucking tradition alive. And it's all artificial, and why these kids are helping each other with the motorcycle, how they fucking grow out of that shit. And how we're so amazed, like, whoa, it's like, whoa, it's like telekinetic. No, it's called reading body language, you fucks. Um, in nature there is a squid that will hide the fact that it's a male to trick the other males that are fighting for dominance into not noticing or looking at it, right? And while that is happening, it runs to the females and mates with the females. That's basically what society is full of. Basically, I can't be a man, so what I'm gonna do is pretend to be a man and trick you into thinking that I'm a man and that a man is not a man. And then you want to date the fake men and not the real men, and that's why I brought up the video before with the kids and the bike and whatnot. That's alpha, like that's alpha, right? And that's why everyone's like, look at that, and everyone tries to pretend to be that, but that's an actual, authentic, real. That's what you do. That's what you do, right? And kids learn this bad fucking habits and bad routines and bad whatever because of bullshit, and that's going on in the world. And I just want to say, last bonus fact: animals are us without drugs. We are drugs. That's why we have a division. Is because they are completely without drugs, and we are with drugs, and that's why we're thinkers, and they ain't. But at the same time, we need that. That's why they're like, no, we need guns, right? And it may be for the wrong reason, but it's a validated because it's true. We do need guns. At the end of the day, they want to disarm you because they want to rob you, basically. So like, all you're doing by taking away guns is making it where good guys don't have guns. Because guess what? Criminals are still gonna have guns. It doesn't matter if America takes away the guns; they will still have guns. So, anyways, that's all I want to say. Be well, be happy, be safe, and peace.